Okay. It says this has started. Hopefully that's accurate. So, hope everyone's doing well this Monday evening. We had Richmond Raceway this past weekend. I know we had nothing on Sunday, a very odd weekend. We're going to have another one at Daytona where we only have Friday and Saturday night action. But before we get into that, we are going to have to talk about some news that broke over either today or this weekend. So let me do my post and then I will get back to you. So we got our tabs set up, our tabs ready. Talk about everything at Richmond, talk about another couple hot topics in the NASCAR world right now, and then we will make our Monday picks for Daytona. I hope some of you remember what happened last year for Monday picks at Daytona.
And trust me, I am going to remind you, so do not worry. Just a couple more seconds. And almost ready. Maybe. And we're good.
Cool. Let's see. Hello, David. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Monday evening. Everyone else that's here, hope you're doing well. Yeah. So, I guess we should just jump straight into the news here. There was quite a bit of news that broke either over this weekend or over today. First bit of news, it was reported earlier in the weekend, I think it was Adam Stern who first reported it, that there would be a new title sponsor for the now Xfinity Series, and it's going to be the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. So, for those of you who don't know, the Xfinity Series is actually it's the secondary NASCAR series, but it is called the Xfinity Series because Xfinity, internet provider, TV provider, I think, they have been the title sponsor of the secondary series in NASCAR for about 10 years, 11 years, 12 years. I don't know the hard count. Before that, it was the NASCAR Nationwide Series. It used to be the NASCAR Busch Series. So the title sponsor has changed a lot. Xfinity, their contract was up with the, I keep on wanting to say with the Xfinity Series because I'm so used to calling it that. But O'Reilly Auto Parts picked it up. So it's going to be called the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. I don't know if they're going to shorten that. It's just going to be the NASCAR O'Reilly Series, or maybe just everyone will refer to it as the NASCAR O'Reilly Series. But that was the first big bit of news we got this weekend, is that NASCAR's secondary series, which is currently the Xfinity Series, will be called the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. It's going to take me a bit of getting used to, so I apologize in advance for next year when I refer to the secondary series as the Xfinity Series. I became a NASCAR fan in 2010, and it was nationwide then, and I really started watching the Xfinity Series more thoroughly about 2018, and I've known it as the Xfinity Series ever since. So if I slip up next year and call it the Xfinity Series instead of the O'Reilly Series, it's my mistake. It'll take some time to get used to, but I'm sure a lot of us are on that boat. So, that was the first big bits of news from the weekend. Merv from Christchurch, New Zealand, welcome. John says, let's all take Wallace for the Daytona win. Well, we're not quite to Monday picks yet. We will get there. David, once again, we will get there. Denver, welcome. Welcome back, I should say. Sean, hello. Yeah, the NOS series, the NOS, NOS Energy. I'm sure they don't want to get confused with that, so maybe it would be the NOAPS. No apps? Nopes? No apes? No apps? Anywho, but yeah, so Zero Apex, hello, welcome back, I should say. Once again, we got a lot of people. George, Kiwi in Australia, hey, welcome. Marty, good day, hello, welcome. I know this is the Monday after. Traditionally, we call it the Monday after because we do this live stream the Monday after a race weekend because it's still Monday here in the US of A, but I know for you in Australia and New Zealand, it's Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon over there. So if it gets confusing, just know that that I know that a lot of you from Australia and New Zealand watch this channel, but we ultimately are doing the United States of America time over here. Andy, hello. Welcome from New Zealand. And then we got Jamie. Jamie, welcome back from Lake Norman, North Carolina. The O'Reilly Series. Yep, the NASCAR O'Reilly Series. And then as David pointed out, the Matt Crafton news. Matt Crafton, 3-time Truck Series champion, is going to be retiring at the end of the 2025 season. This is massive news. Crafton has been in the Truck Series for, oh my goodness, it says he made his first start in 2000. His Truck Series career has been around as long as I've been alive. That is absolutely crazy. But Matt Crafton won 3 championships in the Truck Series. He won, I think it says here, he has 15 wins. I mean, he had a very, very, very successful NASCAR career in the Truck Series. I'm sure he made some Xfinity starts, but he also did some Cup starts. He did some substitution roles. I remember he stepped in for Paul Menard. I think it was in 2019. He stepped in for Kyle Busch at the Daytona 500 back in 2015 after Busch injured his leg. So Matt Crafton, I mean, we had this debate a few weeks ago or months ago where we talked about, is Matt Crafton a Hall of Famer? And we kind of leaned towards the yes side because of all the success he's had in the Truck Series, the longevity, everything he's put together in his career. Well, now we know when the end of his career is going to be. It's going to be really weird not to see him in the Thor Sport truck. Really weird not to see Menards. But then kind of a second thing on top of the story is that Ty Majeski is actually going to take over the number 88 truck, and it's going to stay with Menards partnership. So initially when this came out, there was no mention of Menards, but in the last couple of hours, Ty Majeski released a statement saying, I'm honored to take over the Menards truck for Thor Sport Racing in 2026. Of course, Majeski currently is in the number 98 truck. The rest of this statement says, let's see here. Thank you to Duke, Rhonda, Allison, and Menards for this opportunity. The last 5 years have been a dream come true. I am looking forward to the next chapter in 2026 with Thor Sport Racing. But for now, obviously, they are trying to defend their title, winning the Truck Series Championship for a second consecutive year in the 98 before moving over to the 88. So Ty Majeski, he's not switching teams, but he is switching numbers, switching sponsorship. But yeah, that is the biggest deal in all of this is Matt Crafton retiring. I know statistically he hasn't done great ever since the 2019 championship, really. But the fact of the matter is he's been in the Truck Series a long time. He's a 3-time champion, different formats, different eras. Like this, in a way, is the end of an era. So it's a really big deal to see Matt Crafton finally retiring, finally hanging up. This is going to be it for him in his Truck Series career. So yeah, we really knocked out both those news stories quicker than I anticipated, but those were 2 massive news stories that broke in the last 48 hours or so that we had to talk about here at the beginning of the Monday after. All right. So Denver says, how about this? Since Daytona is a wild card race, why don't we have top 12 automatic in points and spots 13 through 20 placed on standings in a wild card race at Daytona for the last 4 spots? Oh, man. I mean, Denver, that's some randomness right there. I mean, when we got the big crashes, when we got the randomness of Daytona, I mean, I get what you're saying. We already have the randomness in terms of we could get a random winner. Like last year we saw Harrison Burton win. We've seen Austin Dillon win at Daytona. We've seen Ricky Stenhouse Jr. We've seen random winners win at Daytona, and they take up one of the random spots of the playoffs. So I get what you're saying there, but I don't know. At least I get what you're saying, though. If it's spots 13 through 20, I'm assuming that's 13th through 20th in the points. So right now, if we go over to the Cup Series standings, that would be Priest, Chastain, Cindric, Busch, Gibbs, Allmendinger, Keselowski, Hosfar. So that would be a little bit less random than what we have now, because when we do look at the standings, we have Josh Berry outside of the top 20 in points, SVG, and Austin Dillon. We have 3 winners outside of the top 20, and there's a good chance that there's a 4th outside of the top 20 in points. You know, yeah, I mean, technically, some like Barry, SVG, and Dillon, they could all point their way into the top 20. They're going to need some help, and they're going to need some pretty solid races, but it is a possibility. I guess, well, Barry's the closest to it, 12 points. That's not too bad. In between the lanes, hello. Lindsay, hello, welcome. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, the Matt Crafton news. As I said, really, really big deal. Marty, did you pick Austin Dillon? I know a few of you. You picked Austin Dillon after that performance last year. You kind of bet on that performance happening again, and that's exactly what happened. So obviously that worked out for you. It went horribly wrong for me. I picked Joey Logano. I mean, he finished top 5, but I didn't get it right, so it went horribly wrong. Da, 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 da. In between the lanes, see, there's another person who picked Austin Dillon. Marty says, with Austin's win on the weekend, will that help SVG make it through to the top 12? I think so. Marty, I understand what you're asking. So the question is, does Austin Dillon winning and advancing to the playoffs help Shane Van Gisbergen in that first round advance? I would say more than likely yes. I mean, 4 guys get eliminated in the first round, so you just got to beat 4 guys theoretically. And this is going to sound mean, but it's true. It's going to be easier for Shane Van Gisbergen or anyone in the playoff field to beat Austin Dillon compared to Chris Buescher or Ryan Preece. If Preece or Buescher pointed their way in on that final spot, look where Preece and Buescher are in the standings. 11th and 13th. They've been solid this year. They both have double-digit top 10s. They've been running pretty well this season. They've won a couple stages apiece. I know Buescher has a penalty, so he technically is in the negative, but I mean, Austin Dillon, that was his first top 5 of the season. And don't get me wrong, he dominated that race. That was a well-deserved win, but it was his first top 5 of the season. So all these playoff guys seeing Austin Dillon in, if you're already in the playoffs right now, like, you're probably sitting there, like, no disrespect. Once again, this is going to sound really bad, but they were probably like, because you'd rather have to fight Austin Dillon for that final spot in the round of 12 as compared to Ryan Preece, Chris Buescher, or if it comes down to it, even an Alex Bowman. You wouldn't want to fight someone who's top 10 in the points if you're on that cutoff line for the round of 12, but you'd rather fight Austin Dillon. So I hope I explained that well. Yeah. Don't know. Don't know if I explained that well enough. Yeah, Zero Apex. Richmond was a great race. I thought it was the best short track race of the year by a mile. I mean, obviously, Bristol, the spring, was a stinker. Martinsville was nothing special. It wasn't great. It wasn't as bad as Bristol, but it wasn't anything special. Iowa was a tough watch. What are the other short tracks we've been to this year? Is that it? Is that really all the short tracks we've been to this year? Does Phoenix count? Phoenix was a little bit exciting with the option tire, but outside of that, nothing too crazy. We had a really, really exciting finish in that race. I will give them credit there. But yeah, that was by far the best short track of the season. Most memorable short track of the season. I mean, the problem right now is that, like, I think Goodyear's doing a terrific job, but NASCAR's putting so much pressure on Goodyear to deliver a soft tire that works efficiently, that wears efficiently without popping every 20 laps like it did at Texas in 2022, or every 10 laps like it did at the Brickyard in 2008, 2009, whatever year that was. So it kind of puts Goodyear in this window where, hey, Goodyear, our short track races are going to suck unless you provide us a really good tire that wears very quickly but efficiently to where they're not falling off, they're not popping, they're not wrecking cars every 5 seconds. So it puts Goodyear in this tough window. Like, don't get me wrong, like, if they bring that tire compound back to Richmond next year, that's the perfect case. They figured it out for there. Now, obviously, conditions change. If Richmond moves on the schedule, temperature, air temperature, ground temperature, track temperature, tire temperature, like, so much, like, can affect what happened to the tire. We saw, like, a prime example of that with Bristol this year, like, practice this year. Bristol, like, the tires were doing what they did in the spring of 2024. They were shredding. They were falling off after, like, 20 laps. But then we got to the race when it was like 20 degrees warmer and nothing. It didn't wear at all, and we had a very boring race. So if it works, it works. Good job, Goodyear. Once again, applaud Goodyear and what they did with the tire this weekend. But what happens when that tire ends up being too hard? The conditions don't fit the right standard for that tire to wear. We just going to keep on watching these boring road courses or short track and road courses? I'd rather not. And that was what made COTA in the spring so darn good, is that the tires were wearing, they were fading. Like, you really had to manage your stuff. And that's why we saw a battle for the win with like 4 or 5 guys who are either champions or they're future champions. I mean, Christopher Bell, William Byron, Tyler Reddick, Kyle Busch. Like, what more could you want? Yeah, Jamie. Triple top 5 for Team Penske. It's looking like they haven't slowed down on these slow, flat ovals. I mean, this is probably going to be the Phoenix result. Maybe not Dillon winning and maybe not Bowman second, but these 3 are definitely going to be in the top 5 if it comes down to it. Also, you know, if one of them doesn't make it, then they may be a little bit further back here with Josh Berry, but yeah, obviously big deal for Team Penske to continue this dominance, continue to have this just raw, crazy speed in Richmond, New Hampshire, Gateway, Phoenix, these flat ovals. They're so darn good. And they only led 41 laps. For them, that's not a lot, but the fact that they're 3rd, 4th, 5th, and on all the wild different strategies we saw on Saturday night, I mean, Team Penske, man. Team Penske. Hello, George. Welcome. Oh, Marty, you picked Denny? My bad. Sorry. Yeah, in between the lanes, I think I was a couple short. I think I picked Lane Riggs, and he finished 3rd. So, I feel ya. And I was 3 spots off. I had Logano and Cup. Yeah, Denver, I remember. I think that report came out, a couple weeks ago that Austin Cindric's trying to do a Supercars race at Adelaide. I'm going to wait till official word this time. The whole Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson saga, obviously we had those reports. We got really excited, and then they fell through. So I'm not going to get my hopes up this time until a pen is put to paper and they make an official announcement. So, but I mean, it's a super exciting prospect, but no, I hope it happens. I hope it goes through. I hope Cindric does it. I hope, you know, if Larson has the opportunity, he does it. Kyle Busch, if he has the opportunity, like whoever it may be. You know, there's this one really good NASCAR driver we have. He's really good at the road courses. You supercars guys, you should try him out sometime. Shane Van Gisbergen. He's really good at the road courses. You supercars fans, you guys probably wish you had him. He's pretty good. So, yeah. Jamie says whoever is allegedly proposing Dover for the All-Star race needs to be fired. I don't know if they need to be fired. But it's certainly an idea of all time. If that's one way to put it, yeah. Sure, let's have the All-Star race at Dover. Don't know where that came from. Don't know why Dover, but they really want a North Wilkesboro points race is what I'm guessing, and they had to find an SMI track to host the All-Star race. You know, we talked about this when the report from Bianchi came out initially, and we kind of threw some things, or I threw some things around, like heat of the moment, like, oh, you know, we could go back to Charlotte, we could go back to Bristol, like, heck, we could go back to Texas for the All-Star race. We could go out west of Vegas. That idea ended up being absurd. But honestly, I think the best option, I'm going to get some hate for this. I'm literally wearing their hat. We should have taken the Bristol Spring date. If this Dover thing ends up being true, we should have taken the Bristol Spring date and made that the All-Star race. The Bristol Spring race has always struggled in attendance for about the last 10 years. Bristol's racing product right now is not great, and that's you know, it's on the car side of things. But if they're not going to fix the car, then guess what? I mean, Bristol's still going to have rough races unless we get that random tire one-off race that we got in the spring of 24. So I think if you want to move North Wilkesboro into a points race and you got to replace an SMI points race, why not the Bristol spring race? Lower attendance. The race this year was not that good. It could easily be shifted to May, I think. I don't know. I don't know how that scheduling would work out. People love Bristol. It adds a little bit of a flair to Bristol that we saw in 2020. Plus, it would give NASCAR a chance to experiment some stuff at Bristol with the short track package. Add some crazy horsepower, mess around with the underbody, do some other aerodynamic engine stuff that I don't understand, and try to make the racing better at Bristol. So that way, if you hit on something on the All-Star race, and Bristol's a fantastic race again without crazy tire wear, well then, okay, we can try to use it in the fall and build on it again. But that's just me. We'll see if they end up doing Dover All-Star Race. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, welcome. Yeah, David, 23-11. I would say up until that Tyler Reddick spin, or even beyond that, this was their best race of the season. I know Bubba won the Brickyard, but in terms of leading laps, winning stages, like being the best cars, they were the closest thing to beat Austin Dillon. Bubba leads 123 laps, has the fastest lap of the race, but a wheel falling off the car relegates them to 28th place. Heim and Herbst were there. They were at the race. But Tyler Reddick led 41 laps, won a stage. Bubba and Reddick were 1-2 for a portion of this race. This is one they probably wish they had back. As I said, they had speed. They had race-winning speed with multiple cars. That's probably the first time this season. We've seen random races where Reddick's really good. We've seen random races where Bubba's really good. Herbst obviously hasn't been there. Heim's part-time. But this seemed like a missed opportunity for 23-11. Even if Austin Dillon at the end of that race, even if Austin Dillon was significantly better, he goes on to win the race, beats them anyways, they very well could have had a second place, third place finish. They could have had a double podium, if you want to call it that. Really good points day. And you got to remember, they are still fighting for those final playoffs, or not playoff spots, but for those final playoff points. Tyler Reddick gave up a ton of points, and as a result, is probably going to finish 7th in the standings, as opposed to finishing maybe 4th, 5th, maybe even as high as 3rd. Same thing for Bubba, and Bubba ended up making up a place, and he's now in the top 10 in points, but if he had all those points back, he could have been in the fight for 9th, maybe 8th. So ultimately, it's a missed opportunity for 23-11 on the Richmond side of things, but Bubba's in. It's going to take a disaster for Reddick to miss, but the ultimate irony would be Herbst winning and Bowman finishing 2nd, and then Reddick wrecking and Herbst ends up taking Reddick's playoff spot. That would be the ultimate irony. Jamie says, who do I think is on the hot seat? Oh, boy. Well, everyone's talking about Justin Haley right now. Justin Haley, he has not had a pretty season statistically. 30th in the points, one top 10, and he's way off of his teammates who are 20th and 21st in the standings with multiple top 5s. The benefit of the doubt I give Justin Haley is that this has not been a normal year. It's his first full-time year back with Spire. He's had a crew chief change early in the season. He had a pit crew change mid-season. I think they had a car chief change somewhere in there. Nothing about this 7 team has been anywhere near normal. Nothing has stayed consistent. Nothing has been the same. I feel bad for him, kind of. If he truly does lose his seat. Because, honestly, yes, the results aren't there, but he's had a lot change this season, and I feel like, I don't know if unfair is the right word, but there's been so many changing circumstances with that team. So, and they've never had a chance to really see if anything clicks for them. Let's see. Winner should get 100 points. Cameron says, did I miss anything? Oh, no, I don't think I did. Cameron says winner should get 100 points instead of winning your end. Standings would look like this: Hamlin, Byron, Larson, Bell, Elliott, Briscoe, or Blaney, Briscoe, Reddick, SVG, Wallace, Bowman, Logano, Cindric, Ross, Busher, Priest. I get what you're saying there, and I agree in terms of the winner should be awarded more points for winning the race, because I think Dillon scored a lot of stage points yesterday, so I think he ended up scoring the most points. Yeah, he ended up scoring the most points. But if we go back to Watkins Glen here, Shane Van Gisbergen, who led the most laps in that race, dominated that race. Because he's short pit and all that, he wins the race, but he scores the third most points, tied for the third most points. That doesn't make sense. If you win the race, I think, what did I say? A couple weeks ago, we were throwing out point systems. I like stage points. I don't like stage cautions, but I'm fine with stage points. So if we don't have stage cautions, we have stage points. I think there should be the bonus point for fastest lap. I could do with or without it. If you want to have it, great. That's a bonus point. I think you should get 2 bonus points for leading a lap, a single lap. And then whoever leads the most laps should get like 10 bonus points. Like SVG here. I think okay, so this is a great example. If we go to Richmond, Bubba Wallace led the most laps in this race, led 123 laps. Now, he scored 29 points because of that stage win, because he ran really good in stages 1 and 2, because of his poor finish, because of the team's mid-race mistake. He still scored more points than all the way up to 11th. He scored 11th place points because of the stage win, because of they ran up front. But if you reward leading all those laps, you get 10 bonus points. Well, now he has 39 bonus points. Now he's up here in the top 10. So maybe even further if you factor in Logano, Larson, who didn't score stage points. So, yeah, that's just a random thought for me. 100 points is a lot. I get why you're saying that. Like, NASCAR always talks about rewarding winning. Winning is key. Like, winning should be the most important thing. But then you got second place guys. You got guys finishing in 4th place, scoring more than the winner of the race. Like, that tells me winning's not important. So, ultimately, I think we should award the winner more points. Like, just do a little tweak. I don't think we have to completely overhaul the actual points, but just tweak it. Give the winner more points. Give them 60 points rather than having them to have to sweep the stages to reach 60. The winner gets 60. Second place gets 40. Third place gets 35. And then you do a single point deduction from there on out, or however you want to do it. Born Again Briar, congratulations on your Monday pick. Corey Heim's the second hottest prospect in NASCAR right now, and if he's not getting a Cup guaranteed seat, there's of course the possibility of someone coming in to swoop and steal him up. But I don't think Cindric's on the hot seat right now. He won a race this year. He's 15th in points. He's only, I'm having to do math here, 73 points behind Joey Logano, which isn't terrible. That's the defending champion. Obviously, neither of them are close to Blaney right now. So when you factor that in, I don't think Cindric's on the hot seat right now. I think he's fine. If he was down here in the points, I think you could argue it, but I think he's fine. Mike, Clausen Z, welcome. How are you two doing? Mike, are you on a fantasy slide? Oh my goodness, guys. Guess who's on a 5-race top 10 streak in fantasy NASCAR? And guess who's still 14th in the points despite this hot streak? So let's go to the race results of our fantasy. Look at that. P2. Can you see it? Is it up there? Yeah, look at it. P2. Second place. Oh, how beautiful. Let's go, man. Come on. Zerkman95, congratulations to you on your win. Our top 10 was Zerkman95, our winner. Round of applause. Zerkman95. I finished second. Podium. Let's go. Zero Apex. You still here? You still here, Zero Apex? You finished on the podium too. David Jerry 24 fan. Jamie, the lifelong Logano fan. Good job, Jamie, with the top 5. Dr. Zero, Dan the Jets fan, who is our defending champion and is in contention for back-to-back championships. Hell on Wheels 24, Knee, and Supercar Nut. That is our top 10. I'll do a quick scroll. You can go down here. Yeah, Mike. Mike, what happened? Expat _ Kiwi _ Mike _ Wallace was on a tear there in the summer, caught up, was in championship contention, but has really had a rough couple of weeks here. I mean, oof. Mike, it's a tough one. And Tritech finished last because we had all those people who didn't enter. So if we go over here to the standings, I have not actually looked at the league standings. Dunkin' Donuts now has a 90-point lead, extending it. Wow. Oh, look at that. We got some friendly trash talk. Wow. Some friendly trash talk in here. Yeah, I love it. Yep. Mike, second straight week of a bad week. Yeah, you're not peaking at the right time. Jamie says, Dr. Zero, look in your mirror. David Jerry 24 fan saying good luck. We got some friendly words. So yeah, this is what it's all about. This is what our fantasy NASCAR league is all about. Just some friendly trash talking, just having some fun, and ultimately just it's all for fun. So Dunkin' Donuts is our points leader. Klaus Van Gissenbergen is in second, 90 points back. They have both kind of pulled away here. Zerkman 95 just won the last race, jumps into third. Dan the Jets fan, our defending champion, 5 points behind. Expat _ Kiwi _ Mike _ Wallace. Mike, man, you were right there in that championship hunt, but these past couple of weeks, they've really ruined you. Almost 300 points off the lead. Matt Smith 53, Fantastic Priest back in 7th place. RT Racing, Aussie Matt, Tyler Hernandez 6, I think was last week's winner. Zero Apex, Hell on Wheels 24, Micah MLB 15. I am still somehow 14th despite 5 straight top 10s. In a second place finish this week. What more do I have to do to get... I don't know what more I have to do, really. At least I'm pulling away from Oscar Dave here. Got a little bit more than a 100-point gap there. Crackler, Dr. Zero, Jamie, who, by the way, is the lifelong Logano fan, David Jerry 24 fan, Knee, Sportswagon, Hack House, Supercar Nut, Tritech, Space Wrangler Racing, JTF 526 rebutted, and then we have all of our people who have not yet made their entries. Yeah, Denver, I feel ya. But Denver, I've been saying that for years. I've been saying I'm going to get better at fantasy NASCAR for years. You'll probably do better than me, but yeah, I have it rough because frankly I suck. I think this is the week my top 10 streak ends. It's a random week. It's Daytona. I never know what I'm doing. I'm probably going to go like Kyle Busch, Cody Ware. I might throw SVG in there just for fun. He's due for his first oval top 10, and I really think Daytona and Darlington, it could come at either of those races. I'll throw a Penske car in there. I don't know which one. I'll flip a 4-headed coin on Thursday night. And then my final spot will go to Bowman. Bowman needs stage points. I'm going to go with Bowman. I think he's going to be a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more desperate for stage points. And then my garage, I might just close my eyes, scroll, and click. And that'll be my garage entry. Let's see here. Oh, no. So Mike, in reference to fantasy, said, my picks were doing great for a while, and then the wheels fell off. Not literally like Bubba, but figuratively. Of course, Bubba Wallace, his wheel literally fell off his car at Richmond. Yeah. Hey, Mike, you had a hot streak there. You were up to third in the points. That's better than anything I could ever do, so I got to applaud it. But yeah, you're on a cold streak right now, my friend. All the way back to 5th in points. Oh, I pity you. You're in 5th place in the points. And you missed what, like 3 races? Like, oh, such a tough life in fantasy NASCAR for you. I'm joking around, but yeah, you have had a little bit of a slide here. given SVGs around Dillon and Barry, the discussion around winning urine seems to have stopped. Cameron, not exactly. Maybe it hasn't been as centered around SVG, but it is still very much talked about with Austin Dillon. Like, social media is terrible. Don't get me wrong. It's probably a horrible thing that I'm sourcing it here, but I mean, if you search up Austin Dillon on Twitter right now, like, people are talking about, does Austin Dillon really deserve a playoff spot? He's 26th, 25th, 26th in points. Like, Josh Berry's been sliding back since the late spring. Like, people have started talking about that a little bit more, but that's what the beauty about winning early in the season does. As long as you don't, like, plummet to, like, 30th in points, and you're not, like, it's not like everyone knows right when you win. Like, when Stenhouse won the Daytona 500 in 2023, everyone was like, oh, yeah, he's probably going to finish, like, 27th in the points, and, like, what are we doing here? I think Stenhouse ended up having a really good year that year. It was either 2022 or 2023 that Stenhouse was actually, like, top 15, top 20 in points. But, like, if you win early in the season and you're not, like, expected to finish, like, 25th to 35th in the points, like, people are much nicer to you. So, like, when Josh Berry won at Vegas, everyone was happy for his first win, but then everyone just kind of forgot about him. Like, no one's talking about, like, there's a few people who have brought up Josh Berry, but 2 top 5s, 4 top 10s, 5 DNFs. Not a lot of people talking about Josh Berry, but because SVG, he struggled at the ovals at times, he's getting better. And then Austin Dillon, who literally took 25 races to get his first top 5, and the fact that it's a win and he's 25th in points, people are going to bring that up. And also, like, that's the only way Austin Dillon gets into the playoffs is by winning what used to be a random race, but for some odd reason, he just owns Richmond. Like, why Richmond? He pointed out, like, managing his tires and that he's really good at it. But why Richmond? Why not Darlington? Why not, like, Charlotte? Why Richmond? It's so random. It's truly so random. It really is. In between the lane. Oh, hello, Jamie. Wow. Jamie, thank you for your contribution. Thank you for your very generous contribution to the channel. Jamie is a lifelong Logano fan and a very long-time supporter of this channel. Jamie, I very much appreciate your support. Obviously, the donation to the travel fund, which, by the way, I'm going to have news on the travel fund here in the next week or so, which is very exciting. But Jamie here saying Joey will win Daytona. Jamie, as I said, the lifelong Logano fan, has been a long-time supporter of this channel. So thank you, Jamie, for your support. Not just the contribution to the travel fund, but for being here almost every single Monday, contributing to the stream, bringing up great talking points, your support for Joey Logano, of course. So, Jamie, I appreciate your support. I appreciate the contribution to the travel fund. But, yeah, for real, thank you, Jamie. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the support. Lots of thank yous. So, that's really cool of you, Jamie. Paint schemes from Richmond. Let's see. The new 3-car, the new Bass Pro Shops Winchester or whatever. That was a nice scheme. It was something different on the Bass Pro Shops take that's normally there. The body armor car and the number 8 car, the Rebel Bourbon schemes. I get that they were going for the black car at night and all that, but they looked like test paint schemes to me, so they didn't really sit well with me. Suarez was in the... Oh, Quaker State car is always so pretty. Let's go down here a little bit more. Find who had a unique paint scheme this weekend. What was Chastain driving? The jockey. That with the person sitting outside in the underwear. That's kind of funny. It's humorous. It's a great use of sponsorship. Allmendinger, he had a nice new paint scheme. They've had that sponsor before, but it was new for this season. Bubba, the Lido scheme, they boarded up. I will say I like the Robin Hood paint scheme, the Robin Hood colors. I mean, everyone knows Robin Hood. You've seen their commercials. You got their app, whatever it was. I really like that they use their colors. They have such a simple logo. The feather. I think it's a feather. Yeah, it's like that feather. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's a really pretty paint scheme. It's going to be on the 23 car, I think, this fall. So, ooh, yeah, I hope I get to see that one. I like the Robin Hood scheme. Other than that, that's all I got for now. So thank you, In Between the Lanes, for your weekly paint schemes question. What happened to AJ? So Zero Apex, that's a good question. He qualified really well. I think he qualified like third. Qualified third, finished 22nd. I think he had a penalty on that first round of pit stops, I want to say. Or he had a penalty at some point early in the race, and I think that just set them back. Once again, correct me if I'm wrong. But I think it was a penalty. Born Again Briar says, good fact. The start of the year, it looked like we would have plenty of spots on points to make the playoffs with a ton of repeat winners, but ever since Cindric won Daytona, or Dega, it has been unpredictable. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Born Again Briar. I don't know if unpredictable is the right word, because when we go through the winners here, Shane Van Gisbergen winning at a road course was not a surprise to anyone. Bubba winning a race was not really a surprise. He was kind of due, and 2311's really good. Briscoe winning a race is not a surprise in a JGR car. Ryan Blaney winning a race was not a surprise. Since your reference of Cindric, that's what I'm using here. Elliott winning a race is not surprising. So for the most part, it's been winners that are not surprising, except for, I would say, Dillon was a mild surprise, because I did not expect him to replicate what he did last year, but because we had that reference point, it wasn't too surprising. But in terms of the ripple effect, in terms of where he is in the standings, yes, that was indeed the biggest surprise of them all. But Josh Berry early in the season, that was a surprise of where it happened. I would have guessed a super speedway or a short track, not Las Vegas. Cindric winning on a super speedway, not too surprising. Chastain Charlotte, I think that was a big surprise. That was very random, especially the circumstances, starting last in a backup car. So yeah, it's not like last year where we had Chase Briscoe win the Southern 500 in an SHR car. We saw Harrison Burton win at Daytona. We saw, we saw Cindric win Gateway. I think winning Gateway was more of a surprise for the Cindric part of that. Who else was in the 2024 playoff? We don't have to go through it all, but you get my point. Like, we had a lot of kind of random winners last year in terms of where they won, not necessarily who it was, except for Burton. I would say that was surprising all around. SVG and Red Bull Racing. If SVG wins at Daytona, could be the number 1 or 2 seed. Denver, I would not get like too hung up on the seeding. Like, yes, he's up here. He's the 2 seed. Like, he's got the most wins. Like, that's a big deal in a sense. But the real number that matters is this number over here. So right now, Hamlin has the most playoff points. You could lock in Byron. Byron has 15 bonus points, so he has 32 total. Elliott, this has actually gotten really tight right here from 2nd to 6th, so we don't know how this is going to play out. Most you can get is 10, and then it's 8, 7, 6, 5, so you can get either 10 or 5. Bell's got 17, and then we go all the way down to SVG. He has 22. That is the more important number. So, like, compared to Austin Dillon, he's plus 17. Compared to Josh Berry, plus 16. Compared to Austin Cindric, plus 14. Compared to Chastain, plus 16. Compared to Logano, plus 15. The seeding, I would not buy too much into it. I would not think about it. The seeding ultimately does not matter. It's the playoff points that matter. How many playoff points do you have? How much of a buffer do you have to that cutoff line when the round starts? How many mulligans can you afford? Can you afford 1? Can you afford half of 1? Can you afford 0? Like, it's all about the playoff points in this format. And ultimately, whoever has more of them is going to easily advance through. Like, Hamlin, Larson, Byron, Bell, they're more than likely, they can probably sleepwalk through this first round and the first round. But the second round, they're going to have to try a little bit harder, but they can still get away with 3 straight 12ths because they have all those bonus points. So I would pay more attention to the playoff points as opposed to the seeding. Seeding is not as important. Sorry, something shiny. Aha! Here we go. Mike for the save. So Zero Apex earlier was asking about AJ Allmendinger, what happened to him. He qualified well, was running really good in that first stage. Mike pointed out that AJ had an equipment interference penalty assessed. Didn't see what happened, but that dinged him pretty good, pun intended. Very good pun, Mike, but thank you for that information. As I said, I thought I remembered AJ Allmendinger having a penalty. Couldn't remember what or where, but Mike here says it's an equipment interference. So good save by Mike. Good job, Mike. You may have had a bad week in fantasy, but you had a great week in saving us with some information there. Marty says if SVG wins Daytona, he will double Jamie's donation to the travel fund. Hey, don't tempt me with a good time. Now I can go from 8 chicken nuggets to 12 chicken nuggets at Chick-fil-A. All comes down to Daytona. I can feel already it's going to be a wild one, says Shahir Gaming and Entertainment. Yeah, man, Daytona's going to be wild. And we look at last year, Harrison Burton winning, but not only Harrison Burton winning, I mean, look at who was around him. Kyle Busch trying to snap that winless streak, keep that win streak alive in terms of winning a race every season. Think about who pushed Harrison Burton to the win. Part-time Cup driver, full-time Xfinity driver Parker Retzlaff pushed Harrison Burton to the win. What a random combination. Like, where does that happen? You had Christopher Bell up there, Kyle Busch's former teammate, trying to push him to a win. I mean, you just had so much happening in that race. The 2023 edition was not as wild. We had Chris Buescher win his third straight oval in that one. But then 2022, that's when it rained in the middle of the race and took out 3/4 of the field. Austin Dillon went on to win that one when he needed to win to make it to the playoffs. 2021, Blaney won, so he was already in. 2020 Daytona Summer Race. Byron, I think it was, he won that race. He was in the playoffs on points, but that re-locked him into the playoffs. So we've seen 2 walk-off winners. We saw a half walk-off in a sense with Byron, and then we've seen 2 repeat winners. So it seems like we have a pattern. 2020, 2022, 2024, we have seen a first-time winner in the season or a walk-off winner in the season, whereas 2021 and 2023, we saw a repeat winner. Repeat is the word I was looking for. Jamie says, who gets the pole? Ooh, I don't know. That's so super speedways are hard. I'm just going to go with Briscoe. If you ask me a question about a pole, if it's a track with only left turns, Briscoe. If it has a right turn, SVG. That's my qualifying prediction for the rest of the season. Okay. Yeah, Born Again Briar, let's do that. Who wants to rapid fire a truck series playoff bracket? Who wants to do it? Denver says if SVG wins at Daytona, he will triple Jamie's donations. Wow. Man, if SVG wins Daytona, I'm going to be eating a lot of chicken nuggets from McDonald's, Chick-fil-A. I mean, this is going to be on the road. This isn't going to be like eating at home. Like, this is the travel fund we're talking about, guys. As I said, this travel fund, it's about to be used up again. We went a long portion without it, longer than I wanted. But hey, it's coming back. I promise you. Barring a disaster, which I don't want to get into it. Anywho, who wants to make a rapid fire? Should we wait till Monday picks to do the rapid fire truck bracket, or do we want to do it now? Anyone got a preference? Born Again Briar, no, I'm not going to Daytona, unfortunately. I wish. Ooh, grade the 2025 Cup Series season so far. I'm going to do a quick scroll of the schedule. Okay. Daytona 500. It was all right. Not horrible. Atlanta was fun. COTA, I think that was the best road course of the year. I think that's a race of the year contender. So we had a really strong start. Phoenix was all right. We had the option tire. That kind of spiced things up. Vegas was a fun race. We had a really strong start to the season. Vegas was fun. We had Josh Berry versus Daniel Suarez for the win. I mean, how much more fun could you have? COTA was the road course of the year. Atlanta is fun. Homestead was fun. I know Larson was like super predictable to win, but that was a fun race. Okay, then here's where we hit a rough patch right here. Martinsville was meh. Darlington I thought was overhated. I thought he was all right. That was an all right race. It was meh. I can't defend that Bristol race even if I was there. That was a rough one. Talladega, that was another rough one. Texas was fun. I know, once again, I was there and I'm probably biased. Texas was fun. I enjoyed that race. We had some randomness. We had different leaders. We had some battles for the lead. Like that late pass, Logano passing McDowell, and then McDowell just kind of like deciding if I'm not winning this race, I'm just going to wreck myself instead. But that was a great race. Kansas was meh. All-Star race I'm not going to factor in. Coke 600. Oh, my God. Speaking of, that was a race of the year contender. Nashville was all right. Michigan, that's a race of the year contender. So we had this like rough patch right here, but then we got back into some what the kids call bangers. Mexico was all right. It was really fun. It was cool to see a new track. The rain kind of spiced it up. Pocono, Atlanta. Oh my God, once again, fantastic race. Race of the year contender. Chicago was solid. Chicago was fun. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it was a race of the year contender, but solid. Sonoma was meh. Dover. Ooh. Brickyard was fun. It was more towards the meh side, but it was kind of fun at times. Iowa was rough. Watkins Glen was rough. Richmond was really fun, though. Race of the year contender. So, to answer your question, Born Again Briar, I would say a 7.8 out of 10. So far, it's a 7.8 out of 10. We can't forget how rough Bristol was. We can't forget how rough that Martinsville Spring. And once again, that wasn't horrid, but it wasn't great. We can't forget how rough that Watkins Glen race was. But we've had a lot of high points. We've had Coda, we've had Michigan, we've had the 600, we've had Richmond. Like, we've had some really good races this year. And even some of the races that aren't as, like, mind-boggling, like barn burners, we've still had some solid races. Chicago was solid. Back up through this list again. Like, Atlanta was a really good race. Yeah. So, anywho. Did Collie give Brown free ride? No idea, Gerard. There was some article on it. I have not read it yet. So, well, Denver. So Denver said Rookie of the Year has to be SVG. Yeah, Denver. If we come over here to the rookie standings, there is a whopping 2 rookies in the field this year. We have Shane Van Gisbergen, 24th in the points with 4 wins, 4 top 5s, 5 top 10s, 246 laps led. The other rookie is Riley Herbst, who is currently second to last in the points. 0 top 5s, 0 top 10s, 1 lap led. With all due respect to Riley Herbst, was never a battle. Maybe early when we had all the ovals and Riley Herbst led SVG for like a month. But no, this has never been a Rookie of the Year battle at all. If Riley Herbst wins Daytona, then I guess technically it's back on. But if Riley Herbst doesn't win Daytona, then SVG like officially wins Rookie of the Year. So yeah, it's like it was never much of a battle. So Pastel Ninja K, hey, congrats on your Monday pick. Okay. I'm going to do a rapid-fire Truck Series bracket. Born Again Briar says Final Four of Caruth, Heim, and the FRM guys. Here is your Truck Series bracket if you would like to rapid-fire a bracket with me. Let's make the round of 8 first. So our first 3 races in the Truck Series playoffs are Darlington, Bristol, and New Hampshire. Corey Heim. Okay, first things first. For our Truck Series bracket, Corey Heim, put him here. He's in the Final Four. He can literally run like 17th every race. He's in the Final Four. He has 65 bonus points. Second most is like 20. So Corey Heim's in the Final Four. Like, we're skipping over the round of 8 for Corey Heim. He's in the Final Four. I'm going to put Lane Riggs in here. I can't actually do anything. I can't. So I'm going to have to do this with my brain, my small brain. I'm going to put Lane Riggs, Chandler Smith. Damn, it's kind of tough after that. So these three are for sure advancing. Riggs has got a great shot of winning these two. Heim will probably win this one. He may win all three. Who knows? Chandler Smith's got a great shot here. Hemrick has been solid this year. I'm going to go ahead, and I don't even know the playoff points, but I'm going to go these four advance. I'm going to go ahead. I know he's had a rough year. I'm going to put Majeski through. That's my fifth. I'll put Enfinger through. That's my sixth. Honeycutt's in a really good truck. I'm going to put him seventh. So the last spot is down to Ankrum, Carruth, Garcia. Damn. I'm going to put Raja. I'm going to have Raja go to the second round. So my first round eliminations are Tyler Ankrum and Jake Garcia. Then making a final four. So I don't know how to close it out, but Ankrum's out, Garcia's out. So my final four is going to be Heim, Riggs, Chandler Smith, Majeski. We got the Roval and Talladega that are the wild cards, but Majeski's really good at the short tracks. Heim's good everywhere. Heim's probably going to lead every lap at the Roval. Riggs is going to win Martinsville. Smith points in, and Hemrick. Actually, no. Take that back. Honeycutt. Caden Honeycutt's going to make the Final Four. Caden Honeycutt is going to have a shot at the championship after racing for 3 different teams and 2 different manufacturers, because that would actually be the funniest possible outcome. A guy racing for 3 different teams and 2 different manufacturers winning the championship. It's not my championship pick. Lane Riggs was my preseason championship pick. I'm going to stick with Lane Riggs to be my champion. Corey Heim, if he loses another championship, what more can I say about this format? Oh, buddy, I'm about to say a lot more on this format when we come to this tweet over here. I have some opinions, as always. But if Corey Heim doesn't win the championship again, like, what are we doing? Like, it's just, we always focus on Cup and referencing Cup results as to why the playoffs are unserious. We should really just look at the Truck Series the last 3 years. Why is Corey Heim not like a 3-time Truck Series champion already? Like I don't know how the math works, but he could probably clinch the Trucks title by here. But because he could have a flat tire at Phoenix, because, I don't know, someone wrecks him on a restart with 7 laps to go, he finishes 4th in the standings. I'm going to pick Lane Riggs simply because he's my preseason pick, and I would love an excuse to rant about the playoffs again, but yeah. So my final 4 is Honeycutt, Riggs, Smith, and Heim, and I'm going to go with Lane Riggs because he was my preseason pick. Denver is going to go with Heim in the final 4 with Riggs, Enfinger, and Honeycutt. Jamie is going to say Heim, Majeski, Smith, and Garcia. Garcia, wow, that's the biggest surprise. Pastel Ninja K says that Lane Riggs picks the championship. We got the same championship pick. High five. Jamie saying Heim for the championship. Yeah, Kyle, there's no, incentive. You don't get money, I don't think. I think you get, a trophy for winning Rookie of the Year. So at the postseason banquet, SVG will get, this trophy, and he's going to stand there and take pictures with it. It's a banquet, so you wear, a suit or a tuxedo or whatever you wear at a banquet. They don't wear their fire suits. So, that'd be really funny, though. That should be the rookie orientation for NASCAR, is at the end of your rookie season, you get told that you have to wear a fire suit to the banquet or else you get kicked out of the sport. Maybe getting kicked out of the sport, maybe that's a little too extreme, but That's like that's the orientation for a rookie in NASCAR is that you have to show up to the banquet wearing a fire suit. That'd be really funny. That would be so funny. All right. So we spent a whole Monday after like 3 weeks ago talking about the playoffs. I ranted about why I don't like the playoffs and why I think it's dumb and stupid. Some of you agreed with me. Some of you disagreed with me. You have your right to an opinion. And guess what? If you like the playoffs, that's great. I'm glad you do. I'm glad you enjoy it. You're allowed to have your opinion. If you're like me and you hate it, that's great. I agree with you. But also you're allowed to have your opinion. If you're somewhere in the middle, that's great. You're allowed to have your opinion. Everyone has the right to their opinions. This is certainly one of them. I'm just going to let everyone read this. Just. If you would like some more context, I can give some more context, sure. So there's this conversation on Twitter, and someone had brought up earlier that SVG's not catching as much slack or as much flack for being 24th in points when he made the playoffs. Like, it's still brought up, but because Austin Dillon won, like, more people are focusing that. I hate to use the word hate, but like that hate or that negativity towards Austin Dillon. Well, Mama Smith seems like a great guy, and something that I really respect about Mama Smith is that he tries to keep like a positive spin for the most part. Like, in a world of negativity and social media where things are negative all the time, Mamba Smith tries to stay positive, and I really respect that because, as I said, we live in a world of negativity. I'm about to be really negative here in a second. I wish I could have that positivity more like him. I appreciate his passion for the sport, but this take that he had, once again, was a hell of a take. So someone points out that a guy 28th in points shouldn't be competing for a championship with one win. Mama Smith says, the only thing I would adjust in the playoffs is making the one race in round 1 and 3 for the championship round. That's better than what we have now. I will give him that. I'll take this format over the IndyCar Championship being wrapped up with 2 races to go. This, every time someone makes like a pro playoff argument, I feel like this is always the most common used. Like, oh, I don't want to see a championship get wrapped up with 2 races to go. I don't want to see a championship get wrapped up with 4 laps to go or 4 races to go. I don't want to see the champion in the final race just settle for 27th to win the championship. Do I dare say that's a lazy take? Like, if you're the best team all year, if you're the best driver all year and you kick everyone's butt so bad, you deserve the championship. You deserve to take the last couple of weeks, not off, but with ease because you killed everyone that year. If you win 15 out of 36 races, and it comes down to one race and you blow a tire because someone threw a beer can on the track and you finish 4th in the points after that whole 35 race resume, that 35 race portfolio, and it gets ruined by a fan throwing a beer can? Like, so what? Someone clinches it with 2 races to go. All right, so then someone brings up some graphic with some statistics. Championship clinched with 2 races to go. One instance in 1975. A second instance in 1987. That's it. So, yeah. And then it says if we pull up to the last race and all someone has to do is finish 15th or better no matter what anyone else does, that's not good. No, that's fine. If you are the best team by a country mile, you deserve the championship. No one's going to dispute that. You're going to sit back, you're going to clap, you're going to applaud them and say, you kicked everyone's butt this year. Everyone else, get better. Simply just get better. That's it. So someone else responds here, and they say, Why isn't it good, buddy? The point of the championship is to crown the best driver. That's the purpose. It means nothing if it doesn't do that basic function, which the playoffs consistently fail to do. Valid point. And then we get to this. The point isn't to crown the best driver. I don't even need to read the rest. I mean, I will. You can read the rest. And then he goes on to continue to say, it's to crown the best team who executed the best when the pressure was at its highest and the lights were the brightest. To an extent, I can kind of get that last part of the argument, but everything you say after the point isn't to crown the best driver. And the whole argument, it's a team sport. The playoffs forces the team to be more involved, or the championship race, a late race caution forces the team, the pit crew, to be a crucial aspect of that championship and truly make it a team sport. Guys, if someone goes out and wins 10 races in a season, do you think it was just one guy driving the car and winning the race? No. The pit crew had to execute pit stops to perfection to win those 10 races. The team, the engineers, the crew chief had to set up that car to near perfection to give them a shot to win those 10 races. Certainly a take of all time. Don't get me wrong, like the driver plays a crucial aspect to it. Don't get me wrong. Like if we put, I don't want to like get in here and just like tear any drivers down, but if we swap Cody Ware and Kyle Larson, at the end of the day, Kyle Larson's going to pull the 51 car up. Cody Ware is not going to be able to achieve what Kyle Larson has or does in the Hendrick Motorsports number 5. I think we can all agree on that. So the driver plays a significant factor, don't get me wrong. But it's also the team. It's also the pit crew. It's also the engineers. It's also the resources. It's also the engineers and the crew. I think I said engineers like 3 times there. Oh my goodness. We've had this discussion too many times. Marty, yes, it is a team sport. If you're being facetious there, then I'm sorry if I missed that. But Jamie says that comment is detrimental to the sport. Honestly, like this, like we've seen people defend the playoffs, defend NASCAR. Like people are calling Mamba Smith a NASCAR shill and all that. We've seen some people like bend over backwards to defend NASCAR before, and that's fine. You're allowed to have your opinion, as I stated earlier. And you're allowed to form your opinion and put it anywhere you want. But this right here is wild. This is an insane thing to say. If you type it, I get that like you're reading and you're not actually saying it out loud. But this is a wild thing to admit out loud. Like, holy crap, man. Woo! The point isn't to crown the best driver. Jesus. Like, woof, woof, bark. Bark. Woof. Yes, Kyle. Kyle, fantastic point. Jeb Burton made this argument. I did not know that Jeb Burton had a podcast with his dad, Ward, but Kyle brings up the point. You could win early and then waste all year preparing for the playoffs. Jeb Burton brought up that point. Jeb Burton, he referenced that this season, Jeb Burton, the 27 car, has been insanely consistent this season. I think they're 13th in points. They've finished races. They don't have a lot of DNFs. They probably have an average finish of 15th to 17th, but they've been finishing 15th to 17th. It's not like they go out and finish third one week, crash the next week, and finish 30-something. It averages out to 15th to 17th. They have been extremely consistent. But let's say someone behind him, I don't even know who it could be, but Kyle C. goes out and wins at Daytona in the season opener, and they crash the rest of the season, or they run 30th the rest of the season up until the playoffs. they're 29th in points. Jeb Burton and the 27 team have been working their butts off to be 12th in the points. But because someone 29th in the points won a race at the very beginning of the season and ran 30th the rest of the year, they get to finish higher in the points. They get more money. They get rewarded for doing better. Is the logic in the room with us? What? Huh? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, someone could have gone, Cody Ware could have won the Daytona 500 this year, and every other result could have stayed the same. They would still be, even if he won the Daytona 500, swept the stages, and ran the fastest lap. I don't even know how many points Cody Ware scored in that race. If you add 61 points to his tally right now, he is still last in the points. But because he wins the Daytona 500, he gets to jump from dead last to 16th. Or technically, he would be like 13th because of the playoff points. So he would bump out Ryan Preece. He would bump out Chris Buescher, potentially bump out Alex Bowman, who have had really solid seasons. I tweeted this out because I just think it's so funny. Remember when Max Verstappen kept on getting asked like a question? He was tired of answering the question. And so literally seconds after he said, I'm not answering any questions on this topic, someone asked him a question about that topic. So he just hit them with the double thumbs up sarcastically. This comment, this is how I feel. Double thumbs up sarcastically. Cool. Great. Everything's fantastic. Awesome. It's exactly what I want to hear. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I need a second. Before we make our Monday picks, I need a second. Okay. Roland 8 asked a non-playoff question, so I'm going to talk about this because I need to get off of it before I lose my mind here and say a bad word or something. So, what did you think the scheme Bowman ran at Kansas is in the fall of 24, the Flamingo Feathers one? Oh, yeah, so they have that creation, the Ally, like, fans design a paint scheme thing. Got to be real with you, I don't remember what it was. 2024 Kansas, you say? Oh, yeah, it's kind of pretty. Yeah. I kind of see the palm trees and the beaches and I will say I've done that before. My only thing is, like, for the most part, it's a template. You just got to get the color schemes in line. And there's a few things you can adjust for sure, but I like it when it's like a full-blown, like, you give an empty canvas and fans design it. It's still a really cool concept to, like, let the fan do it and all, but this is a really pretty paint scheme. Unfortunately, it DNP'd on the die cast, so that sucks. I feel really bad for... I hope whoever designed it, they got the die cast car, because otherwise that's, like, depressing. That's really unfortunate. We don't need to go into a side tangent about the die cast system currently. Who wants to make some Monday picks? But before we get there, Roland 8, it said DNP'd when I clicked on the link. I don't know how accurate that is. It was on lionelracing.com. Could be wrong. I don't know. I really didn't do much research. I just saw DNP in big letters and there were a couple stars next to it. So, 1 year ago, maybe not to the exact day, but 1 year ago before Daytona, we made our Monday picks. We started the Monday after live stream, where we do a live stream every Monday after a race back at the beginning of 2024, because I didn't live stream enough. The fact of the matter is I did like 4 live streams a year. They were at random times, randomly did it, didn't put much effort into it. The Monday after has forced me to put effort into it. It's given me a chance to engage with you a chance to engage with me, and we have some great, passionate, awesome debates about the current state of NASCAR, about what happened in a race, about what the point standings are, about wild news, about sponsorships. Like, we talk about it all. And at the end of every Monday after, we make our Monday picks. There's been a lot of wild Monday picks over the last 2 years. Year and 3 quarters. I am going to self-claim the greatest single Monday pick came on this Monday 1 year ago. I don't like hearing myself, but I'm too darn proud of this pick. I will never let you, the people, forget it. You will never, ever hear the end of this. 1 year ago, the Monday before Daytona happened. Monday pick. So, all right, I'm going to make my pick here. I think we see the playoff bubble nuked this week. I think we see someone below the cutoff line do something, somehow survive the carnage like Austin Dillon did a couple years ago. Somehow, some way, make it into the playoffs. I got to be honest, I told you it was last minute. I still haven't made the pick. I'm just going to go through these entry lists. I'm waiting for a name to just scream at me. My Monday pick for Monday, August, what's today? August 19th.
Oh, only off by a day.
2024.
Okay.
Who am I going to pick to win? I can't make them up. Oh, yeah, we're doing it. Harrison Burton, for the first time in the history of the channel, you are being picked to win the race. Harrison Burton is going to survive the carnage. He is going to keep his car clean, and when everyone else had duct tape all over their car, missing parts, missing quarter panels, missing their doors, Harrison Burton will sneak through the carnage and absolutely obliterate the NASCAR playoff field. He is your winner at Daytona. If I get this one right, I'm never making a pick again. Okay, so I didn't live up to that part because I made Monday picks ever since, but I'm never topping that pick ever. I'm probably never going to pick Harrison Burton again just so I can go 1 for 1 picking Harrison Burton on the Monday after. But the instant that happened, I was laughing so hard because I was like, dude, there's no way. I literally randomly scrolled through the entry list, just kind of looked at a name for a second longer than everyone else and said, that's the one. And it was like 150 to 1 odds, 34th in the points, and it ends up happening. My favorite moments in the Monday after history is me being dumb and it working out perfectly. Let's make some Monday picks. Yes, Pastel Ninja K, I do listen to Actions Detrimental. I listened to today's episode. It came out early. That was really exciting. Quick note, before we get to the notable entries, Connor Zilic, if you remember a couple of weeks ago, broke his collarbone in Victory Lane. Still can't believe that happened. But Connor Zilic breaks his collarbone. They did not race last week, so they had a week off for him to recover. He had surgery. They put like a plate into his collarbone or something, some screws, something to kind of support. That's the word. A support on the collarbone. They are calling it a game time decision. Ultimately, Connor Zilic may race or he may not race at Daytona this weekend. So when you make your Monday pick, if Connor Zilic is your pick, be aware there is a chance he does not race. So this article by NASCAR.com references a junior motorsports representative confirmed to NASCAR.com that Connor Zilic is currently slated to drive the number 88. And then Justin Marks, he said that in reference to Zilic racing the Xfinity race, that Getting him behind the wheel again will be a group decision. It's a balance. It's a balance between a 19-year-old kid who just wants to be in the race car and can't stand not being in the race car and is capable of driving the race car right now. And the other side of it is that we need to make a smart decision. What we can't do is rush him back into the car, especially a place like Daytona, get in a wreck, and then be worse off to where we were before. References that it's day to day. So I would not be shocked if at the last minute they kind of look at him and they say, Connor, we know you're fighting for the regular season championship. Connor, we know you've had a great season. Connor, we know you want to be in the car. This is Daytona, my man. If you're going to wreck, it's going to hurt, and it's going to hurt a lot. So I would not be surprised if they sit him out this race. I know they're saying day to day, but I really would not be surprised if they pulled him out of this race just simply because it's Daytona. If this was Nashville, if this was Texas, if this was Portland, if this was Martinsville, maybe they let him race. But because it's Daytona, I think that they just kind of say, or Pastel Ninja K gives the idea, they let him start the race, they pit him early in the race, avoid any risk. Hold on a second. Excuse me. They let him start the race so that he can actually collect the points of whatever happens, and then they sub someone else in the car. Whether it's Kyle Larson, whether it's another JRM prospect, whether it's, I don't know, freaking Dale Jr. himself. I could see that happening, but I really don't know. I know he's a game time decision. For voting, I vote wait for Portland. Seems a little bit safer. Anyways, let's make some Monday picks. Let's go through the entry list for the Xfinity Series. We have 2 races this weekend, Xfinity and Cup. No Truck Series. They are back at Darlington. Patrick Emmerling, he is in the number 07 car this week. Justin Haley is in the number 11 car at Colleague Racing for the Xfinity Series. Eric Almirola is going to be in the 19, first time since Indianapolis. I don't think he's going to exact revenge at Daytona, but he may not race Austin Hill very nicely. Coming on down the list, we see Raja Karuth in the number 32 car for Jordan Anderson Racing. Scrolling a little bit quicker here, I see Monday picks rolling up there. Once again, Connor Zilic put an asterisk here. It's a game time decision. We really don't know. Natalie Decker is back in NASCAR in the number 92 car. So good for her. I think she just had a kid too, so that's pretty impressive. Anywho, Monday picks, Xfinity Series Daytona. Born Again Breyer going with Jeremy Clements. What year did Jeremy Clements win? He won within the last 5 years? So that would be an upset. You're not wrong, but hey, this would be the place for him to do it. That or a road course. Yeah, Pastel Ninja K. Imagine Dale Jr. wins. Yeah, if you want to guess who's going to be in the 88 car if Zilic ends up not racing and you want to make that your Monday pick, go for it. Go crazy. Get creative. Throw Travis Pastrana's name out there. Throw Jeff Gordon out there. Throw, I don't know, someone. Clausen Z says Jesse Love. Zero Apex says Ryan Sieg. Pastel Ninja K says Austin Hill. In Between the Lanes says Austin Hill. Anti-Waffle says Dean Thompson. Okay, that would be a little bit of an upset. Oh, Denver, no. That is how you get suspended for a while. Intentionally wrecking someone at Daytona. Oof. Nee says Justin Allgaier. Denver, I don't know if they'll throw SVG in an Xfinity Series oval, especially Daytona, but you never know. Could be. But hey, if that's your pick, if you're going to pick him, as I said, get creative with Zilic sub. If he's subbed, once again, he could end up racing, but throw some names out there, get creative, as I said. Brock says any JRM car for the win. Any specific JRM car, Brock? See, I'm tempted to pick at Austin Hill but those playoff points aren't going to matter. Like if he wins the race, the playoff points aren't going to matter. I'm going to go with this teammate. I'm going to go with Jesse Love. He won at Daytona earlier this year. Once Austin Hill had that mechanical failure, it was the Jesse Love show. I don't know. Picking against Austin Hill feels wrong at a super speedway, but I'm going to go with Jesse Love. It's another RCR car. They're so darn good at this type of track in the Xfinity Series. So Jesse Love's my Xfinity pick. Now let's make some Cup Series predictions. I'm sure you guys have some wild Cup Series predictions here. Let's hear them. Monday picks for Cup. Let's look for our significant entries, of course, for all of you at home. Ross Chastain is in the safety culture this week. That's going to be weird because that's normally on the 88. Consumer Cellular is on the 6. Chase Elliott Napa. Kings Hawaiian on the 11. Fifth Third on the 17. Our first significant entry, ironically, is Austin Hill in the RCR 33. Going down the list, we have Joey Gase in the number 44. We have Casey Mears making his 491st start in the 66 car for Garage 66. Get loud for McLeod, ladies and gentlemen. BJ McLeod is in the 78. SVG's in the Red Bull car, so for all you SVG fans, hopefully he does not have wings this weekend, because if he does have wings, that means he's flipping. We don't want to see anyone flip. We do not need to see this again. Hold on. How do I do this? We do not need to see this visual again. Bam. Custom emojis for the win. All right. Let's see these Monday picks for Daytona Cup Series cutoff race. The majority of the field is in a must-win situation. Born Again Briar picking Cody Ware. I am picking Cody Ware, not for this, but for my 36 for 36 prediction. I have been saving him for this moment. All right, Pastel Ninja K also going with Cody Ware. Maybe for the first time in the history of existence that we have multiple Cody Ware picks. And then we go from 36th in the points to 35th in the points. Justy8056 is going with Riley Herbst. David's going with William Byron, Kyle Larson, Justin Haley, and Kyle Larson. So Kyle Larson twice. I'm assuming that means you're picking Kyle Larson. That's honestly the wildest pick, to pick Kyle Larson on a super speedway. Anti-Waffles is going with Cole Custer. Zero Apex is going with Brad. Suarez Fan 000 is going with Gregson. Marty is going with Briscoe. John is going with Bubba. Todd 1010 is going with... Oops, it went away. Where the hell did you go, Todd? Todd 1010 is going with Ty Dillon. Denver is our third Cody Ware pick. Clausen Z's going with SVG. Spoilers going with Todd Gilliland. Hey, I picked Todd Gilliland to make the playoffs preseason. I kind of need him to win here. That would be ideal. Pastel Ninja K. I should not have laughed at that, but too late. Go away, says Daniel Suarez. Brock says any Hendrick or Trackhouse car. Brock, if you don't pick a specific Hendrick or Trackhouse car, I'm going to pick the Trackhouse or Hendrick car for you. That's where it's going to get exciting. Paulie's going with Stenhouse. Greg 1010's going with Zane Smith. Nia's going to go with Kyle Busch. This is a popular pick. It's a popular pick this week. John is telling YouTube that Bubba is going to win. Joke's on you, LOL. Says John Hunter Nemechek. Mr. Steal Your Tongue. Wow. Says Eric Jones. Red says Michael McDowell. Yeah, Zero Apex. This is the week, not even just Daytona, but for the final Daytona when everyone needs to win, this is when we get our random picks. Carson Hocevar is This Sucks pick. Cameron says Suarez. Ty N. Gok says AJ Allmendinger. Jamie says Logano. Okay, so how much of the field in the first 5 minutes have we got? Okay, so Brock's going to go with either Bowman or Suarez. Popping Like a Popcorn says keep going until everyone is picked. Going with Ty Gibbs. Okay, so first, we got to go through and see how many we've picked so far. I'm not left-handed, but I'm going to make okay, I'm not even going to try to write left-handed. My writing is poo enough as is. I'm going to make a tally for every driver I see listed for the Cup Series. Here we go. Cody Ware. Herbst. David picked Larson. I'm going to write you down as Larson, David. Cole Custer. Brad. Gregson Briscoe. Bubba. Ty Dillon. SVG. All right, we're up to 10. Todd Gilliland. Suarez. Stenhouse. Zane Smith. Kyle Busch. John Hunter. Jones. McDowell. Hocevar. Allmendinger. We're up to 20, so we're at half the field. Logano. Ty Gibbs. Priest. Okay, there we go. Busher. All right, keep going, guys. Keep going. Come on. Let's go. We already had a Bowman. Reddick. There we go. There's another one. Austin Dillon. I think we already had an Austin Dillon pick. Josh Berry. Okay, that's a new one. Cindric. That's a new one. So we got 25, 10, 15, 20, 25, 27. We got 13 to go. Come on, guys. Come on. I know there's 13 more people out there who want to make a Monday pick. Come on, make your Monday pick. Come on, hit us with it. 13 more. We got 13 more names. Who's going to pick Joey Gase? Anyone going to pick Joey Gase? Ross Chastain, that's a new one. Joey Gase, anyone? Joey Gase? Anyone going to pick BJ McLeod? Get loud from McLeod? Justin Haley, I think we've seen that one. Have we? Oh. Joey Logano, we've already seen that one. I mean, my bad, mate. I'm not, saying, you shouldn't pick someone. If you pick Logano, you pick Logano. But I'm just seeing if we can get to 40. If we can get to all 40 guys here. Hamlin tonight with the save of the day. Going with BJ McLeod. Get loud for McLeod. That is our 29th pick. Pastel Ninja K says, someone pick Denny or Bell, please. Yeah, we haven't even seen Denny or Bell. We saw BJ McLeod, Cody Ware, and Riley Herbst. And Joey Gase. Stop Scotty Gaming says Joey Gase. That is our 30th. We got 10 to go. Chase Elliott. I don't think that's been picked yet. That's 31. This is a very unofficial tally. Also, I'm using the last page of my SVG notes from yesterday. So now you can see how horrid my handwriting is. But there's the official tally. Zero Apex. Don't ask questions you don't want the answers to. Also, people are jumping in and out, so that also helps. Big Bang 100 says Hamlin. David, I know you made your pick. You picked Kyle Larson. I will be there, says Bubba Wallace. We already had a Bubba Wallace pick. I got a decent memory. I can remember some of these. So we got 32. I think the ones, if we go through here, who hasn't been picked? Nolberto says Elliott. That's already been picked. So we've had a Chastain. We've had a Cindric. We've had a Dillon. We've had a Greg. No, we have not had a Gregson. Have we? No, gotta be kidding me. I think we had a Gregson. Yeah, we had a Gregson. Suarez fan 000. Suarez fan 000 said Gregson. Yeah, we had a Stenhouse. Someone said Stenhouse. So we've had a Larson. We've had a Brad. I don't think we've had a Haley. So we're missing Haley. We had a Bush. We had an Elliott. We had a Ty Dillon. We had a Hamlin. I don't think we've had a Blaney. We're missing Blaney. Byron. That's a new one. Paulie says Byron. Allmendinger we've seen picked. Busher's been picked. Briscoe's been picked. Bell's been picked. Barry, Logano, Bubba, Byron just got picked. Someone did pick Austin Hill for Cup. Someone picked Todd. Someone picked Herb. Someone picked Zane. Someone picked Custer. Someone picked John Hunter. Someone picked Joey Gase. Yep. Someone said Bowman or Suarez. We're going to count that as Bowman. Cody Ware's been picked the most, ironically. Ty Gibbs, Priest. No one has picked Casey Mears. McDowell. Yep. BJ McLeod, SVG, Suarez. So we are missing Casey Mears. We are missing Casey Mears, Christopher Bell. We're missing Justin Haley. Don Roblox says Casey Mears. All right, so now we're missing. This is an unofficial tally. Blaney. Okay. My Monday pick is Blaney. So there we go. Blaney is solved there. Blaney is my Monday pick. I'm not going to do what I did last year. Big W with the Big W picks Bell. One more. I think we got one more, guys. Come on. Someone. Who are we missing? Who is it? Someone picked Casey Mears. LaJoy. Why is everyone saying LaJoy? Is LaJoy on the entry list? Did I miss LaJoy? Oh, Haley. Haley's the one we're missing. Someone picked Justin Haley. Anyone want to pick Justin Haley? Anyone? All right. Pastel Ninja K and Ryan Anderson 700 with the save. We did it. It took us not a lot of time. We got every single driver picked on the Monday after for Daytona. Our Monday picks, every single driver got picked. My pick is Ryan. So if we go through numerical order, Ross Chastain. Let's go find who picked Ross Chastain. All right, we got to put a name to a pick. Aha, here it is. Progressive Luigi 100. That's our Ross Chastain. Austin Cindric, Big MOOG. That's our Austin Cindric. Austin Dillon is Cash.gg. Noah Gregson we already referenced, but I'm going to go back just to make sure. I think it was Progressive Luigi 100 maybe. Suarez fan 000. Apologies. That was our Gregson pick. Larson was picked by David. Brad was picked by Zero Apex. Justin Haley was picked down there by Pastel Ninja K, and I can't remember the second. I apologize. Kyle Busch was picked by... Who picked Kyle Busch? Come on. Someone picked Kyle Busch. Anyone? Come on. Aha, Nee picked Kyle Busch. Chase Elliott was picked by a couple of people. Come on, where's Elliott? Aha, nope, David, you already made a pick, so that eliminates you. Noberto made the Elliott pick. Ty Dillon, I saw a couple of Ty Dillons up here. In between the lanes said Ty Dillon, so there we go. That's the pick done there. Denny, who picked Denny? I know someone picked Denny. Where's Denny? Denny. Big Bang 100 picked Denny. Thank you, Big Bang 100, for your contribution to the Monday after. I picked Ryan Blaney. I contributed right there. AJ Allmendinger, who was that contribution from? Allmendinger. AJ. Someone picked AJ. I know. Aha. Ty and Gok picked AJ. Thank you for your contribution. Chris Busher. I know there was a Busher. Gamer Garite Sucks picked Busher. There we go. Briscoe. Briscoe was Marty, I believe. That was early. Yeah, Marty picked Briscoe. Marty, shout out. Christopher Bell was a little bit later. Big W with the Big W picked Bell. Josh Berry was... Oh, Last Run also picked Blaney. Shout out Last Run. Barry was picked by... Come on. Someone picked Barry. I Support Format was Barry. Logano was a bunch of people. Jamie, I know you probably said Logano. I don't even have to look for that one, so I'm going to assume you picked Logano. Bubba was made by John, I believe. Byron was made by... Let's see, who picked Byron? I know someone picked Byron. It might have been a little bit later, excuse me. Polly picked Byron, very good. Austin Hill and Cup. Who picked Austin Hill and Cup? I know someone. David already made a pick. Did we not get Austin Hill? We might not have gotten Austin Hill. We might have missed Austin Hill. Someone picked Austin Hill. Anyone? Did someone pick Austin Someone pick Austin Hill, please. Someone new. Someone new. Anyone new to the chat? Want to pick Austin Hill for Cup? No, Pastel. Wait, Pastel Ninja K. Who did you pick? Oh, Cameron. Oh, Cameron. Oh, man. Oh, man. But Marty. David was our Larson pick. TP. TP with the save here. TP is going to go with Austin Hill and Cup. All right, there you go. Thank you, TP. Todd Gilliland. I know someone picked Todd. Todd. Come on, it was all caps. I know I saw it. Todd was all caps. Todd. Todd Gilliland was picked by Spoiler. There we go. Okay, Riley Herbst was really early. This was like our second pick. Justy 8056 was Herbst. Zane Smith, that was an early one too. How early though? Come on, someone picked Zane Smith. I know they did. Greg 1010 picked Zane Smith. Perfect. Cole Custer, I just saw that one. This is like solving a puzzle. So exciting. Anti-Waffles picked Cole Custer. Awesome. Anti-Waffles, thank you. John Hunter Nemechek, this was a decent way down. Jokes on You, LOL, picked John Hunter Nemechek. Eric Jones was picked by Mr. Steal Your Tongue. Right back to back, baby. Joey Gase was someone late. Someone saved us there. That was going to take a while to get. Stop Scotty Gaming picked Joey Gase. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. was picked by... Come on. I know someone picked Stenhouse. I remember it. I remember seeing Stenhouse. Pauly. There's another Pauly. There's two Paulys. One of them has a gray profile picture. One of them has a brown profile picture. Those are two different Paulys. Bowman. Someone said 48 or 99, and we're picking for them. They're picking the 48. They don't have a choice anymore. I think it was Brock. Yeah, Brock. Brock said 48. Cody Ware was picked by like 5 people. I'm not naming them all. There was like 5 people who picked Cody Ware. Ty Gibbs was Popping Like a Popcorn. Ryan Priest was Sheldon Creed 00. Casey Mears was picked. This was pretty far down. Pauly says, Pauly. Who was I looking at? Casey Mears. Casey Mears. I know you guys are just wasting time looking at me looking for names. Casey Mears was picked by Don Roblox. Okay, there we go. We got that. Michael McDowell was picked by... Come on. Where's Michael McDowell? I saw Michael McDowell earlier. Don't you disappear on me, Michael McDowell. Come on. Where are you? It was right next to host of R2. I know someone picked McDowell. Come on. Here we go. Okay, Red, thank you. You picked Michael McDowell. This Sucks picked Carson Hocevar. BJ McLeod. Someone picked BJ McLeod. I know someone picked BJ McLeod. I can't remember who it was. Hamlin Tonight picked BJ McLeod. SVG. Someone from Australia or New Zealand. I know you picked SVG. I'm going to look for it. But I know someone from Australia. Klaus NZ with the save. And then Daniel Suarez. Someone picked Suarez here. Come on, I know there's a Suarez in here. This is our last one. Who is it? Come on, someone. I know. Suarez was said like 3 times. I just need a name. I just need one name. Say Suarez. One name. Okay, this is taking longer than I thought. All this build-up, all this anticipation to find Daniel Suarez. Oh, my goodness. Still holding up the one finger. It just kind of fell asleep. One finger. Cameron caps us off with the Daniel Suarez pick, and we have picked all 40 names on the entry list for Daytona. That's right. Cameron, you were the last one. Let's go. Who picked Reddick? Says Pastel Ninja K. Oh, boy. All right, okay. I love how you guys down here are, you're going back with me to reference who, like someone said, hey, Red was the one who picked McDowell. Like, I couldn't see it because I was scrolling through the rest of the comments trying to find it. Cameron said it. Oh, my goodness. Nikolai P. Culp fan 2000 picked Tyler Reddick. There was our Reddick one. All right, for the first time. Yes, Jamie, this is history. History on the channel. History in the Monday after. We picked every single car on the entry list for the Cup Series. And, of course, it's Daytona. That's where it would happen. So, in case you missed it, if you care, if you don't, defending winner of Monday picks from last year in the Daytona Summer Race, I'm picking Ryan Blaney. Everyone else picked someone. Cody Ware was the most picked. I don't have the numbers to actually prove that, but I saw that name at least 4 times, and that's good enough for me. Cody Ware is our most picked Monday pick. Yeah, okay, wow. Ooh, boy, I'm running low on battery. We've been going on for a while, so thank you guys for watching this live stream. As always, Monday Picks was really fun this week. We got through every single Cup Series driver on the entry list. That was cool. Not the pin drop, getting through all the Monday picks. So thank you guys for making your Monday picks. Thank you to some of you for sacrificing your Monday pick on someone who may not win. At the end of the day, only one person will be right, or 1 to 2 people, or Cody Ware, 4 people will be right. So Monday picks, crazy. Knee, wow, hello, thank you. Wow, late contribution to the travel fund. As I said, I will have more word on the travel fund coming up, so thank you for the contribution. Nee says, been meaning to for a while. One of the first channels I found when SVG first started and the most informative for a newbie to sports, so thanks for all your work, Nikolai. Yeah, I appreciate you, Nee. Obviously, this contribution here, massive, very helpful for me. Like, for real, it means a lot. Not just that, but you know, just watching alone, like you click on a video and you view it, you like it, you dislike it, you make a comment, like every single contribution that's made, every single person who watches a video, clicks on a video on accident, like I'm very thankful. I've said it a few times, but I can't believe that like last year, 50-something%, 40-something% of my viewership was from Australia and New Zealand. 2.5 years ago, I would have never guessed it. Like, that is such a wild thing for someone who does a NASCAR specific YouTube channel, focuses on NASCAR news, NASCAR drivers. Like, what a twist of events for everything. So without your support, without your contribution, without you guys actually watching this thing, it wouldn't be talked about as much, or I wouldn't be able to continue to do this. And obviously all of you from Australia and New Zealand have been especially helpful, because I mean, sometimes I do an SVG recap like this weekend and it blows my regular race recap out the water. So in terms of statistics, and then also you guys are super nice, super supportive, super, as I said, just nice and supportive. I could come up with a bunch more adjectives, but ultimately I appreciate the support as long as you guys continue to support, continue to watch for the SVG stuff, or whether it's Will Brown, whether it's Brody Kostecki coming over here. Like, I'm going to continue to talk about the Australian supercars, or if they're from New Zealand, of course, but the Australian supercar drivers, I will continue to cover that, put a heavier emphasis on that on top of the normal NASCAR stuff, because I know how much you guys care. So that's why I do the SVG recaps. That's why when there's breaking news on Will Brown coming to the Xfinity Series or Cup Series. But I appreciate all of you. I appreciate another thing. Nee, for example, is a great reference point. Nee here just made a huge contribution to the channel, huge contribution to the travel fund. But Nee also has fully embraced the NASCAR thing as well. And I think Nee, correct me if I'm wrong, but haven't you said that you've been watching NASCAR for a bit? Correct me if I'm wrong there. But some of you have fully embraced it. You're watching the races as much as you can, trying to figure out the ovals, trying to learn the ovals, trying to learn what's going on. Small little rules, small little racing etiquette things, and trying to watch every race, whether it's Daytona, Richmond, Texas, Talladega, Martinsville. And I think that's really cool. Like, you're not just looking up Shane Van Gisbergen's results. You're taking time out of your busy day to watch what's happening over here in the US of A, or Mexico that one time. You're taking time to learn a new sport, to learn a different culture, in a sense, a different racing culture at the very least. I think that's really cool. I think that's epic. You guys are epic. Nee, you and Jamie are the MVPs tonight. So I appreciate you both very, very much. Everyone, I appreciate your support. If you're watching this is your first live stream. If this is your 1,000th live stream, we haven't done 1,000, but if you've watched a lot of videos, dislike, I cannot express how much I appreciate the support. August has been a fantastic month for the channel. Once again, I have good news. I will announce it in due time. But Brock, Gerard, TP, Cameron, Zero Apex, Marty, Jamie, the lifelong Logano fan, Kyle. Yeah, I'll do my best. Like, if I'm at the track, I'll do my best to get you a qualifying lap of SVG or qualifying footage. But yeah. So all of you guys, Born Again Briar, thanks for being here. Thank you guys once again for the support. I mean, true. I saw a bunch of comments last night. Very nice comments, very thoughtful comments. I haven't had a chance to get to them. I'll try to get to some of them, but I just can't appreciate. I can't type enough words to appreciate I can yap around on here for the extra 15 minutes we gone to talk about it, but I appreciate each and every one of you. So, oh my, to get me to Bathurst, that would be quite the thing. Yeah. I'd love to go to Australia. Would love to go to New Zealand. That'd be really cool. Bathurst would definitely be a reason to go, but obviously we'll see. We'll focus on the 2024 NASCAR season for 2025. I don't even know what year it is, but Klaus and Z, thank you for being here. Thank you for your support as well. But thank you to everyone for your support. Thank you to Nee for the huge contribution to the channel. Thank you to Jamie for the huge contribution to the channel and the travel fund, which I will confirm those details on when that is going to be extended. But thanks again. I got to get out of here. It's 9:46. I got to eat my late night snack and then go to bed. So thank you guys again, and I will see you guys in the next video. We got a championship case tomorrow. I believe it's Ross Chastain. Then we got Daytona this week, and then it's playoff time.